Okay, so hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about feeling burnt out and wanting to quit and give up, and we're going to get straight into it because I know that as students things are not very easy right now, and I know that a lot of us are feeling the same way. So I thought I'd just come on here and chat about this because I have been getting a lot of DMs about just how to stay motivated, how to keep on going, and just how to avoid burnout. And I've definitely felt this before. If you saw my, not the last video but 2 videos ago, I think I had an essay crisis and it was very stressful and I felt very burnt out. So happy to chit chat about this. Make sure you grab a cup of tea, coffee or water. If you're like me, I just love drinking water. And the one thing I want to say before we begin is that if you are new, make sure you press the subscribe button. We are on our way to 200,000, which is insane. Our family is growing and glowing and I am so happy. Another thing is, so you guys have to go and check out Empowered by V. It is an amazing platform. We've been doing so much already. We've grown so much. There's now 6,000 students following the Empowered by V Instagram, which is crazy because the last time I spoke to you we were on 4,000. So like we've gained like 2,000 in the past week, which is insane. We're doing a coffee Mondays. We call it EBV Coffee Mondays, where we basically just give you free coffee. Like I top up my Costa coffee card with my money and I give it to you and you can go get free coffee, because sometimes you just need a little I don't drink coffee, but sometimes you guys might need a little coffee during like those hard Mondays where studying is getting hard. Be sure to just go and check out Empowered by V. There's just lots happening over there that I can't even put into words, but that's it. Now let's get straight into the video about burnout. I hope you guys enjoy it and I love you so much. I love you so much. So you're feeling academic burnout, you want to give up, you want to quit because you're thinking, I can't do this anymore. Number one, the government haven't even supported students properly. Like they haven't, let's be honest. Like students have just been thrown in the deep end. We were told to go home for like the Easter break in March last year, and then we just never went back to university, and no one, like universities were so slow to give us updates. They didn't really fill us in on very much and things were just a bit too in the air for my liking. So I'm a little bit upset at how students have been treated at all levels, to be honest. GCSE, sixth form and university. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like we've been disregarded a little bit. So I am completely with you guys if you're feeling a little bit like, why should I even be making the effort when my university doesn't even care? And also I had lots of friends who during January and February had like, I can't even tell you how many assignments they had due and no help and no extensions. And it's like, we're living in a pandemic. Like if this is not the time to excuse students a little bit and give us a little bit of leeway and a little bit of support, when is the time? This is probably the most stressful time that anyone can live through, and the last thing you need is like your university to not be as supportive. But the one disclaimer I will make on the behalf of universities is that they didn't anticipate this happening. They have to deal with thousands of students like needing the support. Maybe they were overwhelmed, but I feel like after 1 year, like we're in March basically. We're basically in March. I know we're not yet there, but tomorrow on the 1st we'll be in March, right? So it's been 1 year. It's our 1 year pandemic anniversary, and it's like at this point you should have got it together just a little bit, like, you know. And if you are feeling burnt out and you're feeling zoomed out and you just can't be on Zoom anymore, you just don't feel like you can give anything else to these online lectures. Literally the other day my eyes were hurting me, like my eyes were stinging because I'd just been looking at a computer all day. And like for you, you've got to make sure you do what's right for you, because honestly I can't do it. Like I can't stay in my bedroom cooped up just watching these Zoom things and just learning online. Like I've got to get outside. You've got to make sure you're separating up your day. Like burnout is real and you cannot give your best unless you're at your best. Like that is a fact. You cannot give your best unless you are at your best. And to be at your best, if you're feeling burnt out, sack it all off. Close your laptop, take a nap, order a pizza, go for a walk, talk to your family and friends, whatever it is that's going to help you feel better, do it. Because honestly, it is a pandemic. You're learning online in a pandemic. Things are hard enough. You don't need to stress yourself out with extra things. And obviously, like, the way to avoid burnout is, like I said, schedule those little things in, like a walk or chit-chatting to your friends and family, but also make sure your timetable is workable and manageable. I mean, I am ridiculous and outrageous for having classes at midnight, but it's kind of part and parcel of my situation. If I'm studying abroad and I'm in the same country, no, I'm not in the same country as where I'm taking my lessons, inevitably I'm gonna be out of sync with the timings. So like, that was kind of a harsh reality of mine, and I knew that when I took on my offer, and I just have to live with that. But if you are in the same country as your studies and stuff, try and make sure you're scheduling it well. Like, go to bed on time. I know these sound like such basic things, but they have helped me so much. Like, I've been eating better, working out a lot more, and when I can, if I don't have late night classes, I go to bed on time, because it literally helps you feel your best, you know. And if you're feeling like quitting, let me tell you something. This cup right here is half full and not half empty. I know that's not gonna work in this instance because the cup is actually half full. If it was like here though, I would still call it half full. Like, you've got to try and find the bright side of every situation that you're in. And unfortunately, we were catapulted, not even catapulted, thrown in, pushed in, kicked into a pandemic without knowing it was coming, without like preparing for it. I mean, it's a pandemic, you're not supposed to prepare for it, but you know what I mean? Like, we had no idea this was coming, and there's nothing you can do about it apart from adjust how you react and make sure you control your reactions to it. So my thing is this, right? If this is how we're gonna have to take our classes anyway, like, there is no choice but to take them online because it's a pandemic. And at first I just said, okay, like, maybe play it by ear, we might be out of this soon. But from the looks of it, this is 1 year in, like, we might as well try to adjust to living with it. So if you know you're gonna have to take online classes and you know that's the only way you can graduate right now, you're gonna have to look at that glass as half full and not half empty, and find ways to make your situation enjoyable. Because I know for a fact there was a time when I was ready to give it up. I said, you want me to wake up every day in this room, go to classes in this room, meet up with my friends on Zoom for a quiz in this room, and have my birthday in this room on Zoom? It was too much. I felt like I was being suffocated. So I had to find ways of simulating a university environment in a bedroom. So like, I've done little things like making sure I've got a library. It's just my bookshelf, and I never had that before. Like, before this pandemic broke out, I didn't have a bookshelf. My books just lived on my bed. But now it's like, I need to recreate that cafe style, library style vibes in my house to make sure I can keep on studying, going out for those walks, like I said, just little things that help me feel like I'm back to reality somehow. So don't quit, don't do that, because life is always going to throw these curveballs at you, and you've got to be able to adjust. And I know, especially if you're a student who is of any similar type of background to me, where you know that there's no such thing as not doing chores, there's no such thing as doing your own thing and not like incorporating your family, you can't just go anywhere without asking for permission, or you can't, maybe you even share a room with your sibling. I'm lucky enough that I don't have to, and I'm forever grateful for that. But some people do have to share with their siblings. Some people have to do babysitting, childcare, because their parents are on the front line, and there's various, like, lots of factors that play into it. So I understand all of that. So obviously, like, I'm not saying don't quit as if your situation isn't valid. I understand that there might be a time where you have to, because for your family or your responsibilities, but I'm saying that if there's a choice and either one could work out, like, you could quit and still, I guess, be okay, or you could carry on and not have any distractions from family and things, then my advice would be carry on. Like, you can do this. And we are such a unique cohort of students because we've gone through something that not many people have gone through, and that's going to be a story to tell one day. That's going to be something you can draw inspiration from. That's going to be something that when you're sitting at a table with a group of people at your workplace perhaps, and they ask for input, everybody else will give this in-person experience, but you've got this whole, I literally not only lived through but studied and got a degree through a pandemic. And I know just not the same and it doesn't help anything. But you got to try and find the positive in any dark moments, and that's what I've been doing. I've been like, V, you didn't only go to Harvard, but you went to Harvard in a pandemic. Like, I'm trying to flip it, you know, instead of like, V, you went to Harvard in a pandemic. It's all about how you frame it. So that's it. I'm gonna go because I don't want this video to be too long. It's meant to just be a quick, snappy, you can do this, bada boom, bada bang. And comment down below any thoughts and views you've got, and I'm gonna be meeting you in the comments. Sorry that this is such a late night upload. I just thought I gotta get it out there, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, bye.